Now, from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Breaking tonight, a U.S. Army recruiter faces charges, what he's accused of doing with a minor, and how the school is responding.
Weekend winter weather. We're keeping a close eye on a system moving across the country. What we could see here in Hampton Roads.
The government shutdown hits paychecks.
Even waiving tolls is something. I mean, when you're not getting paid.
How one delegate wants to help workers missing out on payday.
And a special tribute to a special child.
It's just our way of showing that, you know, we're here.
How they're honoring his legacy. It is the calm before the storm tonight. I'm Anita Blanton.
And I'm Tom Shad. After a clear day of sunshine, a hit of winter weather is coming this weekend. All eyes are on a storm system as it moves across the country. Our chief meteorologist, Don Sater, is tracking what's headed our way tonight. Don?
Yeah, and it looks like it'll be here about 24 hours from now. Late tomorrow night is when I think we'll start to see a little bit more of this moving on in. So we've got some time to watch it. And there are winter storm watches in effect. In the blue areas, in the pink-purple areas, there are winter storm warnings. You can see those reaching to the edge of Richmond on up into the Charlottesville, Farmville, Roanoke, Martinsville, Danville areas. But into most of our area, not so much. Northern Neck, we've got some viewers here. You can see a couple of inches of snow, but most of it is going to be just outside of our viewing area. Now, that's really, really close. So we've really got to watch it. And I'll be here with you coming up on Saturday to watch it roll on in. Here are our chances of rainfall coming up for Saturday. It doesn't show up early in the day. In fact, it really doesn't show up until the evening hours. So I was saying around 24 hours from now. We can see a little bit of a possible mix at the onset of the precipitation, but then changing over to rain even during the overnight hours. When it's supposed to be colder, it'll actually start to warm up just a tad. So we'll see a lot of rainfall into the area coming up overnight and through at least the early afternoon coming up on Sunday. We're likely to see some fairly heavy rainfall into the area, rainy and windy, right, half an inch to an inch of rain. And then we could see it come to an end late in the day and into the evening hours as once again a light wintry mix. Now, there's a lot more to the story than all of that, and we'll show it to you a little bit more coming on up when we have a little bit more time. But I wanted to show you that, again, it begins as light snow or a wintry mix during the nighttime hours, or the evening hours, changes over to all rainfall overnight. It'll be rainy, heaviest rain in the morning into the early afternoon on Sunday. And again, for most of us, around half an inch to an inch. That's a good amount of rain. Could be a little bit more than that across the Outer Banks. We'll see northeast winds that are fairly strong. It doesn't look like we'll really have a problem with tidal flooding. It'll be up to a nuisance levels, and that's about it. And then Sunday night, that light wintry mix tapers off late. Little to no accumulation. I've got no accumulation, but there might be a tiny bit of an accumulation out of some car tops late at night on Sunday night. So we'll talk more about what's ahead and show it to you step by step through the weekend. It'll be coming up in just a few minutes.
And our coverage of this storm does not stop tonight. Get the latest Super Doppler 10 forecast tomorrow morning with meteorologist Casey Laheka and Deanna Beraneschi. WAVY News 10 starts at 6 a.m.
Now to breaking news out of Portsmouth. A U.S. Army recruiter is accused of inappropriate sexual conduct with a child under his supervision.
The child's mother says it happened at Woodrow Wilson High School. Portsmouth police arrested 25-year-old Staff Sergeant Tremaine Speller and charged him with 2 counts of taking indecent liberties with a child by a person in a custodial or supervisory relationship. Police say they got the tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Now, the school says it began investigating as soon as it learned of the allegations. Principal of Woodrow Wilson High School, Dr. Timothy Johnson, sent out a statement to parents saying, in part, the safety and security of our students is of utmost importance to us, and we take this responsibility very seriously. We have been and will continue to work closely with police in support of their investigation. He went on to say no matter the outcome of the investigation, Speller will not return to the school.
And the Army Recruiting Battalion tells us Speller is suspended from recruiting and has been reassigned to administrative duties in Norfolk. We also have this statement tonight. The Army Recruiting Command takes all allegations of misconduct seriously. We do not tolerate inappropriate behavior by anyone in our command. This breaking news is still developing, so look for updates using our WAVY News 10 app.
Today, more than 800,000 people did not receive paychecks. It makes the government shutdown very real for federal workers.
Congress has passed a bill making sure that workers get back pay once the shutdown is over, but Otherwise, lawmakers remain at a stalemate, and every day workers go without pay, the costs continue to mount. It's why one Hampton Roads state delegate is looking to provide toll relief.
He wants tolls waived for all federally furloughed workers. And 10 on Your Side's Brett Hall spoke with the lawmaker tonight, who says he's confident this could happen, Brett.
Yeah, the lawmaker calling for this is Steve Heretic. He's a delegate from Portsmouth in the Virginia General Assembly, and he says being in a Coast Guard city, this could mean the world to some of those affected. State Delegate Steve Heretic says he can relate because as a federal worker, he once was there.
It's scary when you don't know, how you're going to pay your mortgage, pay your rent, feed your family.
It's why on the eve of the 22nd day of this government shutdown, he wrote a letter addressed to the Virginia State Secretary of Transportation, the CEOs of Elizabeth River Crossings and the South Norfolk Jordan Bridge, asking them to freeze tolls for all federal workers not being paid but still showing up to work.
We have a lot of commuting throughout Hampton Roads, through the downtown, midtown tunnels, the South Norfolk Jordan Bridge, and we have the Coast Guard, we have TSA, we have employees at our shipyards. Even waiving tolls is something. I mean, when you're not getting paid.
How are the state and private companies responding?
They both immediately understood what we were trying to do. I think a lot of it involves the technology of Easy Pass payment.
If everything goes Heretic's way, an affected driver who passed under the toll readers with Easy Pass during the shutdown would receive a credit on their account. That could already mean getting a significant amount of change back. And Heretic says, with how things are going in Washington,
well, this will be the longest continuous shutdown in American history. And, that money is going to be needed by our families.
And Heretic says even if the shutdown for some reason ends over the weekend or before an arrangement can be made that this operation would work, he would still pursue it so people could get that money back. Live in the newsroom tonight, Brett Hall, 10 on Your Side.
And more than 170,000 of those 800,000 workers not paid are here in Virginia. That includes air traffic controllers at Norfolk International Airport that are working without pay.
We have folks that have been home since the 22nd who don't know if they're going to get paid. Those of us who are working, of course, there's always the rumor out there that, oh, you'll get paid because you're working. And everyone thinks that those who are at home are just sitting at home on vacation, not to where you'll get paid. That's not necessarily the case. So there are folks at home that are trying to stay settled and stay calm in hopes that they will get paid.
Now, as we said, the House and Senate did pass legislation that secures back pay. It is headed to the president's desk.
One business is trying to help those furloughed workers. It's called Flex Jobs. It's an online job listing service that offers the kind of work that fits furloughed workers' skill sets. And many of the opportunities are remote so that people can work from home to help bridge this gap between paychecks. We have more information about the types of employers on Flex Jobs and how to get a discounted subscription on WAVY.com. Local businesses and cities are also offering certain incentives for those affected by the shutdown. Find more on WAVY.com.
Now, just into the Wavy newsroom tonight, sharing surveillance video. Police are sharing surveillance video that shows a moment a suspect held up a Pizza Hut employee and his fiancée. This is on Providence Road in Chesapeake early Wednesday morning. You can see the moment the suspect approached Don Lee and his fiancée. The video also shows the moments when the suspect ran from the restaurant. The would-be thief then shot Lee when he said he could not open the safe inside. Lee is now home from the hospital, but if you know who that suspect may be, you should call the crime line.
The Pungo community is coming together following a very tragic accident that took the life of a young child earlier this week.
Now, the boy died after he was hit by a car in a driveway. And tonight, 10 on Your Side's Gina Arevalo tells us about a small gesture that people hope sends a big message to the family. Gina.
Yeah, Tom and Anita, that child passed away from his injuries after he was struck by a vehicle on private property. Many residents are now displaying blue ribbons to honor his memory and as a show of support for his family.
When I heard about the incident, of course, I was heartbroken, but it hit me harder this morning when I drove down the road and I saw all of the blue ribbons on the mailboxes.
If you're driving around Pungo, you'll notice these blue ribbons scattered around the community.
We're just trying to, come together as a community to show support for the family because, we all know it's a horrible thing and we can't even imagine what they're going through.
It's been a somber few days here since a family lost their 4-year-old boy. Although the area is spread out, I'm told the community is close and residents wanted to do something to show how much they care.
It was put out there, what should we do? It was going back and forth to different feeds on Facebook, and then they came up with the blue.
It's just our way of showing that, you know, we're here.
Since that Facebook post, several blue ribbons have been placed on mailboxes. A blue ribbon is hanging on the sign of Creeds Elementary School. One resident said some school bus drivers also have ribbons tied on buses. Residents say they're praying for the family.
We're all here for you, and we'll do whatever we can to help you get through this.
And they hope the ribbons bring them some sort of peace during their grief.
All the memories they have of that little boy, hopefully that will help them.
And just have faith that, you know, God will get you through it.
Our thoughts are with that family as well. We're told services for the child are scheduled for this weekend. Gina Havrilla, 10 on your side.
A follow-up now to an ODU sorority chapter accused of racist tweets. How the university's president is responding.
Taking its first step, how a new car could help first responders in ways like never before.
And 24 hours out, calm tonight, but it will look much different tomorrow. Our chief meteorologist Don Slater gives us the latest track from the team on your side. You are watching WAVY News 10 at 11.